everyone. Welcome to another exciting episode of the Real Talk podcast, proudly brought to you by CMAX. My name is Naomi, and I'm one of your hosts for today.
Hi guys, I'm Odunayo. Welcome to another episode of the Real Talk podcast. Thank you for joining us.
On today's exciting episode of the Real Talk podcast, we'll be talking about the rental crisis, one that we've all had questions for. We've all been harboring questions for in our mind, of which we are being joined by two amazing guests.
Yes. By my left, I have our guest, Mr. Can you please have your name? Can we have your name and what you do, sir?
I'm Joseph Victor. I'm an entrepreneur and I'm a realtor.
Welcome to the show, sir. We are happy to have you here.
Okay, Miss, can you please introduce yourself to me?
Sorry, my name is Ololade. I'm a stylist in Osogbo, Nigeria.
Welcome to the show.
The pleasure is mine.
You guys look good.
Thank you very
I love
much.
your outfits.
Thank you.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Okay, so on this topic, on this exciting episode of the Real Talk podcast, the rental crisis, lots of Nigerians have been having questions in their mind, especially for people that have been forced to be chased out of their neighborhood because of rental crisis and the fees attached to it by house agents. So because of that, we've gotten to gather questions for you, Mr., to help us answer some of these questions, to know if these theories that have been attached to it are true, and clear the air. So the first question for today is,
Yes, sir. In what way do you think you agents or realtor influence housing prices?
Okay, it's kind of simple but somehow complex. Okay. So the prices of houses primarily is not influenced by an estate agent or realtor. Though I can't totally say to that, but primarily there are factors that influences prices of the renters. Primarily start from the landlords, like the house owners. Basically, they decide what they give the house rent. Though aside from that, there are factors that connect. There are things to connect before house rent is decided on the standard level. But in the case when you see a landlord has maybe just finished with a project, housing building, the next thing he invites a realtor and agents to come see, interview. I want this house rented out, this stuff like that. And after some conversations, the landlord said, based on the price of things, this thing, I want this price to be this thing. So yeah, the realtor as an experience said, this.
Sorry, excuse me, sir, please. I'm so sorry for to interrupt you like that. Now, if I understand what you're saying, you're telling us now that majority of house caretakers do talk to house owner before doing anything on their house.
Yeah.
Because we've seen a situation that after we rented an apartment, then we have a good relationship with the house owner, and we got to know that the house owner did not even know the agent that we paid. Do you get what I'm saying? We've seen that situation very well.
Situations like that.
Yes, so I don't really understand that part. Now you're saying that there is more of situation of you sitting with house owner to talk about your own commission fee and the
rent fee.
Do you get it?
The rent attached to it.
On the standard level, that's how it should be. You saying that I won't totally negate that. It depends, but that sounds somehow and sounds funky. Like a landlord owns an apartment is not aware of the agents and
there are situations like that.
There are situations in which the landlord will not even be in Nigeria, because we are using Nigeria as the context now, because we are in Nigeria. And
there are situations that most landlords, they are in Nigeria, but they don't even know about it. They do not know about it.
Because you get to see a house that is being said that the rent is 100,000 and the total package is 500,000.
I don't really understand. Excuse me, sir. Sorry, is there any responsibility that justify the commission fee we pay? Is there any responsibility that justify it?
Okay, responsibility in what sense?
I don't know. I remembered back in IB when I wanted to get an apartment for myself. Then, fortunately for me, I got a very nice apartment, and I was told that the apartment is going for 250,000 naira. So the person that introduced me to the agents now said the agent is collecting 250,000 naira for his own commission fee.
Just for his
I don't
commission.
understand though. Okay, now when I talked to
I'm
the
sure he's
man
limiting you.
directly, he said he will be the one to pay for the security, the cleaning fee, and all of that. So me, I didn't have money at that time, so I couldn't get the apartment for myself. So a friend of mine got the apartment for herself. Later, she realized that they didn't even pay for anything.
Anything at all.
Yes, they didn't pay for anything. The security, there is not even security. There is no cleaner anywhere. Do you get? She does everything all by herself, and she paid for that. You know, she paid 250K for all the things they mentioned before she got the apartment.
That's actually absurd. Though, when an house agent gives us for 250,000 and the agency commission is 250,000, that's crazy. Because I don't know the kind of percentage that is set in, and logically, I don't think that is reasonable. House
But
rent.
is I don't know. Don't let me say it's possible, or let me just put it to you. Have you ever seen a situation like that? I know that this what's it called? This house caretaking. There is an association for it, right?
Yeah, of course.
So none of the maybe member or something has ever reported a situation like
There
that.
are laws guiding it, right? There should be
Yes, there
tenant
should be-
laws and all guiding
Of course,
it.
there is.
So
Yeah,
Because
definitely.
most of we young
people.
DKs, that is what we're facing. We're facing it a whole lot. It's not a whole lot of problem for
it's not
us.
even a thing of
Do you
secret
get,
because
like,
it's
whenever
out
we-
there on social media.
Do you get it? Okay, for instance, maybe I'm having difficulties with, maybe the area I'm staying now, and I'm thinking of getting an apartment. I will have to think of, you don't get, I will have to think of the house rent, then I have to think of the commission
the
fee
commission fee,
aside.
agent fee. and
Do you get
everything.
it? And sometimes maybe you're not around where you want to get in town, or where you want to get the apartment. Maybe you're outside the town. Do you get it? And maybe you can't be there for a physical alt, house hunting and everything. Then you chatted maybe an agent, or I don't know if that is correct. You chatted the person up and be like, yeah, I need an apartment, probably 2-bedroom flat or a single or something. Then you told them you are not around at the moment. That can they send you a picture of what you're getting? They'll be like, no, you have to do them stuff first.
Or you even have to pay for the transportation.
I'm
if you want them
serious.
to
I
take
don't
you
know
to the
whether
place.
you
Of
see a
course.
situation like that,
Of
but there are
course.
situations like that.
He said, of course. I want to see the facts backing up this.
Oh, maybe I didn't
So
hear
it's a
that.
normal thing.
I'll say I've heard of such.
You've heard.
I've heard of such.
Okay.
But that kind of thing is ridiculous. Anyway, when people reach out to me, even most people that reach out to me, they are not even, most of them, they are not around the state or
Okay.
when they reach out to me, okay, fine. My first question is, what kind of apartment do you need? What's your budget? And those basic questions. But when the person says, okay, this is my budget, this is the particular thing, first thing, okay, I'll get back to you. If I'm having it, I'll send what I'm having. Without saying, there is no point asking for sub, or that is crazy. That is out of profession. It's out of professionalism. First thing is just get okay, this is what is on ground. According to your place, I have this. If I'm not having it, I say I'm not having it, I'll get back to you. And getting back to you, if I'm not having it or I'm not getting a source that is reliable, I might not get back.
Just leave the person on read or something.
Yes, sir?
I said just leave the person on read
No,
or something.
I can reach out to the person. I'm not having this thing yet.
Okay.
Or better still, there is a system, a structure I created for organization. There is a platform we reach out to clients. If the offer, that thing, the request is not on ground, there is a system. We have a database where we reach out to the client. Okay, this thing you can get updated on the available properties at each particular time. If you are not having it now, you can actually get it by updates, constant updates. So like someone else saying you have to sub for me before sending you stuff is awkward, and it's even out of it. It's
Okay,
out
so
of
are you saying that people are getting misconceptions about house agents? Because I know that you are not, like, this is not the first time you're getting to hear that there is an uproar about rental crisis in the country. I mean, there was even a protest some weeks ago concerning this. If it wasn't this serious, people won't come out to protest.
Sure.
Are you saying that, okay, what misconception do you think people have about house agents?
Oh, sorry, Naomi, please excuse me.
Okay.
Or let's just say, is there any, like, your association, trying to put the question out now, like, is there any move you taking, to curb the kind of situation from happening? Because if this thing keep on happening, people are going to, you should understand what I'm saying. You should know
I
where
got
I'm
your
driving
point.
at her.
Actually, there is an association, even more than one association. And I think that is even what is making the matter kind of complex, because there are different associations. I happen to be a member of an association called AREMAC. So it's an association of real estate and managers. And I think for quite some period of AREMAC has been intentional about all this kind of assaults caused by some unprofessional agents. AREMAC have been loud about it. They are even-
Unprofessional, that's
I
the
think
name.
Yeah, that's the name.
there is a there's this different radio station. They have been sounding an alarm, like people should be careful of the kind of agent they reach out to. And AREMAC is loud about all these imbalances that is being practiced. There are other associations also. We have the different associations, but AREMAC has been intentional about upholding the right stand for the masses and for curbing all this thing, because we have been hearing this thing is very alarming. Sometimes there is even one time someone said a particular agent brought a client to his office, and the agent, the house rent was like 500,000, like what you said, and the person just put a normal percentage to it, this thing, the caution fee, and the the agreement, the rent agreement, and the agency, which is just a normal percentage. But when the other agent, the external agents came, said the external agents collected 500,000
Extra.
extra.
That's 1 million.
So it was when the guy now came to his office, he was like now trying to interview how much do you give the house to be sure of. He said they just told him the house is 1 million altogether. So he has to return. He refunded the money. Like, no, I can't. This is what the house rent is, and this is what it is. The total something I think was 700,000, and the guy collected 1 million naira.
1 million each. Oh.
So he has to refund the money that I won't give you this house. And the guy was even pleading that give me the house. He said, if I give you the house, you will take us collectively that we collected 1 million. If I did not ask now, you just say you like the house, you move in, but you, when any issue come up, you say those agents, that's how they do, but I won't. So he refunded the guy's money, and he later let it out to a neutral person. So there are instances like that. We hear stuff like that. I can't really say I'm ignorant of the stuff. There are many stuffs going on and many practices going on.
Thank you for being aware, though.
Yeah.
Okay, so sir, what do you advise people that you mentioned
AREMAC.
AREMAC.
Okay,
Association of Real Estate
if
Managers.
people fall prey to this unprofessional house agent, just like you earlier stated, you said they should reach out to this
AREMAC.
Okay, so how do they reach out to them? Because I know many people are very ignorant of this agency that you just mentioned. So how do you advise them to reach out? In what way should they reach out? And are they really functional, or they're just a name?
No, they are functional. And
Across Nigeria, in all the states,
across the states, across the nation.
across the nation.
Yeah.
So we can reach out to them where? Is it online, through a phone number?
There's a physical office around Data Estate, Capital Junction. The Capital Junction. They have the head office there.
Okay.
So there is a physical. Anyone can reach out anytime. That there is the secretary. There is a calling line.
Okay.
So I can drop that at the end of the along. So if people are having some like experiences that are not pleasant, they can reach out. Part of the move that AREMAC has been taking is to work in tune with the government, like passing a bill that we call this, and that has been a move since last year, prior to the new elected governor, Senator Ademola Jackson, prior to his emergence. This bill has been since the previous government. So how to normalize the issues that are going on that is destabilizing people concerning renters and the likes.
Okay.
So we are trusting God that the government will intervene on that, and it will bring a lot of balance to how things are being practiced.
They should. We are hoping on that too.
So is there a restriction to be an agent or realtor? I mean, is realtor or agent a course of study in school, or anyone can be an agent or realtor?
Yeah, it's actually a course of study in school.
Okay.
It's a course on its own. It is estate management. It's a course on its own. It's a very broad course. Though many young professionals are practicing now. Like you see, mechanic is an agent. You see, barber, you see, tailor, all kinds of things. People I just feel like, okay, this, because agent is actually being a realtor. It's actually just being like a middleman. It's just like it's an information that's transferred. So when people get access to this one is the next thing you see, the person that is maybe a mechanic, you just see the person just get a board, and this house is available here, this house is available here, and those kind of people mostly sometimes they are the one that cause most of these issues that happen, because sometimes, and the fault is actually to some landlords too, because some people can be sentimental about giving their house to people. You just say, this person is my brother, or this person, or particularly someone that is just maybe the person happens to be the one that construct the house, maybe bricklayer, or part of just involved in the building process. So by the time the house is done, the person just hand over the key, get the house, just get it, rent it out. So that one, someone that's not having any information about how things are done, we just give it out anyhow, and just put, this is my price, this is what I'm doing, and that's how it goes. And most times, the reason why this happens is that sometimes landlords try to dodge their responsibility, because this thing, when you have to give a house to a facility manager, someone to manage for you, there are some agreements. Okay, this thing, you manage this thing for me, there's this particular amount it has to be agreed about. But most times some landlords just say, I don't have the money, and because they try to avoid that, that's why they give it out to like mechanic, give it to big, okay, just rent it out and just to. So that's most of what is complicated.
You just answered a question, I have in my subconscious, because I was about asking that, is it normal for a house, or let me say an apartment, to have two agents? Because we've also seen something like that as well. Yeah, for real.
10 agents.
Yes.
More than.
Showcasing one
Even
house.
more than two agents.
Is it that they are just showcasing, or they practically involved?
They are practically involved. I'm telling you,
And
practically
each
involved.
of them will have access
to the house, to the apartment.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I think.
Is it normal?
It's not normal at all.
I think there are lots of illegal circumstances.
I think that is why there is increments in this commission fee, because at the end of the day, that's 250K we're talking. I mean, we're paying to that agent. The 4 or 3 of them are sharing it.
Yes.
That is why we're paying such an outrageous amount for commission fee, which is not supposed to be. I don't really understand why do we need to pay such amounts.
of fee.
It is too much.
Is there any law that regulates
Yes.
the exact commission?
Because when we were growing up, we all know who caretaker is. I think it is now they now rebrand it with agents. Do you get it? It was caretaker when we were growing up, and that time I didn't know. Probably I didn't realize that my parents pay such amounts. I did not know. Do you get
There are
it?
even speculations that a house agent should only take 10% of the initial
I didn't know why they are not following that. Like,
Yes.
please just enlighten us more.
They're not
That-
even supposed to add.
Yes.
The landlord should be the one to pay them 10% of the house rent.
So
is
let
this
us
true
know.
or false?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So actually, there is a regulation to that. So it says 10%. 10% is the standard
Okay.
first something for it. but I'll bring practical instances too, which 10% might not be, why it might not be followed truly. But on the standard level, 10% is the 10% is the agreed something for renters. So now instances that brings it where 10% is violated, it's like what I've mentioned earlier. Like when the landlord feels like, I'm not taking responsibility for you, just rent the house and get whatever you want to get from it. That one is between you and your client and the tenant. So in that instance, there is no regulated something. And most of these cases, you see people talks about agents, but there are crazy, outrageous things that some agents do, but it's beyond agents.
Okay.
Part of what I said, the landlords. So sometimes a landlord even give a house. They say, this amount, I want to give this house. I said, this house is not. If it's bad, this house with what is there being valued, it doesn't worth this. It's not of this standard. And I say, no, don't tell me that. I know how much I spend on my house. Even particularly when they go for, when landlords, their landlords association, when a particular, okay, how much do you give out your house? I just want to say this. I've been cheating myself all this way. So the next thing, it might just come up. That's rent. No. He said, no. You have to. You can't just increase things like this. No, I want to. So when you are being sincere, sometimes you tend to be on the loss at the loss side because the landlord feel like you are not capable or you are not competent, and he has people that the house, maybe let's say the house is 250,000. And he just wake up overnight and said they want to turn the house to 400,000. I said, with every standard, this thing does not.
Is that even allowed? Because I know that
it's not.
Once a tenant rents a house, a landlord is not supposed to increase their house rent till after 2 years or so, some 5 years. So in a case where your landlord wakes up one morning and just tell you your house rent is being increased, I heard that there are regulations backing that up, that you can actually take them to court and you win. Is that so?
It's true, but it depends on the kind of agreement
you had with the landlord.
You had with the landlord or with the tenant before. And so that's why when you rent a house, there is an agreement which is like a contract between you and the landlord that you sign. Okay. So that's why when you are renting a house or something, now you must. I think this system is rampant in Africa. We don't read. And if it's even a system,
we are not even given at all. Any argument?
I think it's just some people, ignorant, like being ignorant
some people,
of that.
No, did you just say some people? Hey God, have you seen any agreement slip or anything concerning house? I've never. They should, but I have never seen one before in my whole life. Yes,
that's what you're saying, right? That we don't read and
we don't read, but I've never seen one before.
It's always available.
Another one is. Why is it that the amount that we paid, or let me say renters paid, are not being written on the receipt?
The amount, I mean the house rent or the house rent. Yes. Of course, the house rent should be on the receipt. That's the professional and the right thing to do. The exact.
Sometimes they don't.
What I might say that is it the entire money you pay or the house rent itself?
The entire money.
The entire money will not be put there because the house, what is on the receipt is what you pay for the next renters. If, for instance, maybe you pay 100,000 for his house rent, maybe the house say like, okay, there's this service charge they're talking about, maybe this cleaning something, this one caution something. Those one will not be added because if it is added, that means if you have agreed that is that amount you'll be paying for the next. Renters for the next year. Okay. But what you'll be paying for the next year is for the next something is what will reflect on the receipt. Is the question answered?
Is that how it works?
Yeah, that's how it works.
She earlier asked a question. If her question is answered, she earlier asked a question if there are regulations backing up. You said something. Regulations backing up
the percentage.
The percentage, yes. Are there regulations to it?
Yeah, there are regulations.
House agents, are they following a particular regulation, or everybody's just coming up with their own? There is house, come and pay.
Yes.
Yeah, so, like I said, well, the other time, if the thing is structured on a singular something, it would have been better. But in the instance where you have different associations or people just come up, or some people just, okay, what's the next thing to do? Okay, let me just start off with this thing. So the regulations are there, but it's not being followed. It's not being followed.
Okay, it's not being followed, right?
It's not being followed by all.
It's been ignored.
It's not being followed by, because it's not, the system is not being, the associations, like there are diverse associations, and some people even are just walking lonely. So it's part of what I said, like the bill that Aramak tried to like has and pass with the state governments, where they are working on, is that there will be a regulatory body that will be in charge of that they will emphasize a particular percentage. But on the other side too, if I'm to talk on the percentage be regulated too, it's true, people, it should be 10%, should be 10%, fine. It should be 10%.
Okay.
But in the how do I put it? I want to how do I put it? I want to like for some, like the amount we get stuffs in this present time, you can't compare it to what it is like 5 years, 10 years back.
Wait, so are you talking about the commission fee, sir?
Yeah, I'm talking about the commission fee.
Okay.
Though,
sorry, sir, before you move forward, can you please just tell us what led to the increments in that commission fee?
Okay.
Like, what is the main thing that made that commission fee?
10% is no longer being followed. Yeah. What led to the increment?
yeah, like I said 10% is time. I'm just talking on a general note last.
You said we cannot compare the amounts charging past 5 years to what you are charging at the moment.
No, it's not what you are charging. I'm talking about. I'm just talking relatively on the like prices of commodity.
Oh, okay, just in general.
In general.
Okay.
Like commodity price as at 5 years, 10 years back, you can't compare it to what.
I don't really get that, but it's fine.
So what it is now.
It's saying because everybody is increasing
You get
the price of everything.
Right.
But it shouldn't be that outrageous.
And that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying now, that the outrageous part of it is the extreme. But on the normal side too, because talking about this thing on a practical level, like an house agent or realtor, he has somewhere he stays, he moves from maybe someone he has to for his car, or someone that he transports himself. He has an office, he has since he's servicing, and on the basis of that, let's say okay, it's 10%. Maybe someone is renting a house of 30,000 naira. Okay, the 10% is 3,000 naira. So okay, let's say he rented out the apartment 30,000, get 3,000 naira. And in that sense, like you said the other time, like sometimes it might involve like maybe the one agent bringing another agent or something. Okay, let's say they like collected 3,000 naira. So, but
most times, so we do pay consultation fee aside the commission fee. They will ask you to pay, consultation fee. Sometimes they will tell you to pay for the transport fare.
That's serious.
Yes.
Inspection fee, they call it inspection.
Okay, it's inspection fee. Thank you.
I'm aware of that.
So aside the commission fee, we still have to pay for their inspection, transport, and everything.
He said he's aware.
Yeah,
He's aware, but then what are the moves they are taking to make sure we are not going to pay this in the next coming years? Because we've been on it for years now, and people are not even saying anything. You know, it's still okay here in Oshogbo and some other places, but you see Abuja and Lagos. Oh my God. It is so serious. So serious. The amounts they are paying over there is so disencouraging. I don't understand. I don't even know the best words to use to express myself at this point. Like, we need them to make a move. The association, we want them to take a move, like make a move, action that will be sane.
Yes,
that will be sane, and will be relieved that whenever I want to move from one apartment to another, there won't be any inconvenience. Do you get it?
Yes.
Okay.
Please, so if there is any website we can write to, we'll do that. We'll really, really appreciate it. Any websites, we'll just drop a comment and they will read through it and give us assurance that they're going to do something about it. Just give it us for us. Let's just do something because it is killing. It is really, really killing for us. It's killing us.
Okay, my response to that, the consultative or what they call the inspection fee, I'm not ignorant of that. I know about that. So I collect it before.
Before. But you stopped.
I stop it.
Why did you stop?
Initially, when I don't collect it before.
Okay.
Earlier when I started, they stopped. But people, I just saw the reason why some collect it, and people like try to they push me. Let me just, because at the first instance, I hate the way it sounds crazy to me. Like, what's the meaning of inspection fee? What is I used to be irritated about it, but when you see differences in personalities, also there are people. Some people are just crazy. Also, some people Some people are wicked.
Okay.
At their instances, I don't collect it. I take one. I think some 5 years. And even recently, it still happens. So at that time, I told the guy, okay, you want to check the house? I'm not having it. Okay, I called some people. This thing. And we went together. So those guys, okay, I think they said they'll collect. He gave them something. You came with a bike. We took two bikes. So when we got there, the guy checked 5 houses. I said, how is it? It's okay. And by the time we are done, the guy just instructed his bike man, just start going. And I'm like, I was not with a smartphone, I'm not with my wallet, I'm not with anything. And this guy have not sorted the transport. They agreed, okay, you sort the transport something. He has not done anything. I was just stranded that day. I was and those guys were harassing me. They said, oh, collect your phone, we do it, God give us money. Because all the places we went to, the money, nothing has been paid. I was so, I don't know how to explain it. It was very frustrating. That one aside, many experiences came, so I these people they don't get peace.
Okay. So with what you just said now, I feel like there are some uncomfortable things that
there are many instances that are not pleasant.
That push them to collecting.
Yes, there are many unpleasant situations.
So there are some things that you are not okay with.
Many unpleasant situations.
So now, what is if there is one thing you could change about housing system? What would it be?
Okay, if there's one thing
you could change
one thing I'll change is one thing I can is just to try to a system that brings orderliness in how things are done. Now, like I said, I don't collect it again. I stopped it this year, I did it. I started collecting it. I collected it for 2 years. I stopped it this year.
It does not mean that other people have stopped.
Yes, I stopped it. I stopped it personally, not because anybody convinced me or people that I'm collecting it, not because you asked me to collect it, and I'm not stopping it for you. I stopped it because I just felt I need to stop it.
Okay.
Now, when I stopped it, there is a time a guy came to me. Okay, he called me. Someone referred to me. Okay, I said, come. Normally, I said, come to the office. The reason why we have to come to the office, at least maybe, okay, this is the condition, this thing, we're able to talk it out, or to know the situation of things. Sometimes you just come and meet us now. Come and meet us. How should you come and meet? If that's even not professional. When you go to a medical doctor and ask the medical doctor to come and meet you at the roadside, does it make sense? Or when you go to a lawyer or go to any professional and ask him to come and meet you. So, okay, I actually went to meet this guy based on the person that referred. Okay, he said, okay, how much is inspection fee? I'm not collecting inspection fee. Okay, just pay my transport and do whatever is reasonable. Whatever you think is reasonable. You see, reasonable.
Okay.
Now, when the guy checked the house, okay, I like it, this. The time the guy is going, just pick it out his pocket and bring out 500 naira. I said, okay, so this is reasonable in your sight. I took by to come and meet you. Is this even enough for my transport?
Okay.
And you felt this is reasonable. I said, you guys, you keep on shouting about agents. Agents are wicked, fine. But you yourself, you are extra wicked.
So you agree that agents are wicked?
So my perspective, it's agents are wicked. No, I won't support what is not right.
Okay.
They are
I like
agents,
that.
they are extremely doing something crazy, fine.
Okay.
So I told the guy, you yourself, you are extremely wicked.
Okay.
Because if at all I charge you 5,000 naira or charge you 2,000 or charge you 10,000 for inspection fee before coming to meet you, you will be shouting agents.
Sure, of
Now
course.
I told you I'm not collecting inspection, but do what is needed. Is this even enough for my transport? Guys, just take it like that.
The truth remains that there are disadvantages. As much as there are advantages to a particular side of job, there is still disadvantages.
Sure.
And so I think this is just the disadvantage of this job, this agents, this thing. So people should already have something to back up. Okay, of course, the landlord is going to pay you if at all you end up renting that this thing, and you're going to get a commission. Okay, even if you want
Naomi, hold on. He's about to say something. He said you don't get paid from landlord.
It's not that was what I chip in when I started the conversation. Like
it was a
it's
fact
not
now.
every landlord that pays the commission. It's
So
not
the
every
renters
landlord.
are supposed to
Not
pay
every
you
landlord.
the
Some
10%.
landlords, that's what I said earlier. I said some landlords just felt like, I said that's why they ended up giving out the house to the bricklayers or people that work. Like they just, we can't pay any commission. Just say, okay, you decide you decide what you get from the tenant or from the client.
Okay,
Some do not pay.
that is how some landlords do it.
But that is not professional anyway. That is it should not be that way. But in the name of just like when you are giving a professional advice to someone and believe that there are people that can, I have this person, this guy is a mechanic, he can do this thing for me without paying anything. So they are forced to like, okay, just you undo it. So that's why many funny instances happens. And you see that most of these cases, when issues come up in kind of apartment or houses like that, you won't see that caretaker to be or the agent because
Yes, that's true.
the person will not be available. It's just okay, I'm not, and there is a two-way thing. Even if someone like agrees to be a facility manager for someone, there is this thing I used to ask some people, okay, what do you want to, because some people, you understand that they won't pay this. Okay, if I'm taking this facility, I'm not your facility manager, I'm just acting a role of an agent, in the sense that once this person comes into your house, it's your responsibility. Anything that is faulty, you take full responsibility for it, because you have just adopted me as an ad hoc. You know, when they say something is an ad hoc staff, you know the meaning. Like maybe INEC is recruiting ad hoc staff, like coppers, so guys during election. It's ad hoc.
Temporary.
It's just temporary. It's just
Okay,
once in a while. It's just you get these people, help me get someone into the house. Every other thing is on me. So there won't be any issue. The landlord will not have anything to, okay, this thing is faulty. You be the one to take responsibility of that, because you know that he is not doing as expected. So I say, is that what you want, or you want me to manage the facility as a facility manager? Then we talk on the contract. Okay, this is this responsibility. But when the person says he just help me get someone there, so there's nothing like he is not paying and he is not committed to pay the agent in that sense. So it's just like, help me bring this person.
Okay.
And
I think I've gotten your point. Okay, you earlier advised, or you said something about unprofessional house agents, and you said that when she asked an initial question that are house agents supposed to get a certification or go to school before they can be qualified to call a house agent? So are you saying that that the government, or like, yes, the government should look into all these unprofessional house agents, so that the landlord will not end up giving out their houses to those unprofessionals, so that innocent individuals will not end up falling prey to their
should be strict aviation.
Yeah, there is. So I think I mentioned that earlier also. So this is part of the move that Haremark is making, like trying to work with the government and to bring a system, like a license system for people that practice this. There's estates, the people that work in this line, there are people that study the course in school, they call estate surveyors. There are other people that maybe they just have some professional ideas about it, or they've worked in and they work in some organization like real estate organizations, and they have some experiences. So, unlike someone that is totally naive, that is not experienced in it at all. So that kind of person can just do and undo, can just make things at its own something. But someone that is in a body that is regulated, maybe there is a system, the system that Haremark was trying to as the government did this, the bill I talked about. I think when they passed the bill, there's a system of licensing people that will be in that sphere, in that aspect, that it won't just be practiced by anybody. So we are looking forward to that. So that, I think that would be a big relief, and it help how things are being practiced.
Okay, thank you very much. I don't know if you have any question for him as a concerned citizen of Nigeria before I ask him my last question.
Actually, seriously, he has answered all my questions. And I think he answered. I don't even think he answered my question in a detailed way. I just want the association he mentioned earlier to make a move. You know, that is just it. Okay. He has answered all my questions. Like, even though they are not satisfactory, but then of course. But I love the fact the way he put everything. Yes, in a detailed way. Okay. Like, I really appreciate him for that.
Okay. Well done, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, do you have any question for him?
Sir, is there a law that says? Is there any of your laws that say you should give out house to a particular profession? I don't know if you understand. Some people will say we only want coppers.
That's another thing.
We only want female.
Some people even say female. They don't want you to retain. Do you get after you tenancy? They don't want you to retain. Do you get? They want you to leave.
They even say coppers are now getting 77,000 naira. They should be able to afford the amount.
Do you get? Yeah.
No. Okay, that question. Thank you for the question. No, one thing about housing and renters particularly, I think the reason why it's not that totally strong or something is that there is no particular law that enforces on renters. Like, there's no particular emphatic law on it. What contract that works for housing renters is the agreement, the renters contract. So, and it's not kind of fixed. Sometimes the contract is between the landlord and the tenant. Like, so in that contract is where, like, what the landlord, okay, this is what I want, this is what I want. So there are instances, some, even in this part, you see some landlords say, okay, I want strictly Christian. Mm-hmm. Someone will say, I want strictly Muslim. Okay. Someone will say, I want coppers. Someone will say, I just want single. Say, I want married.
Very ridiculous.
So all those things, they are extreme. But even at that, if that is what
the landlord wants,
so be it. So be it. There is no firm. Okay. There is no what was it? This concrete something about house rent something. That's why you see, even when there is issue, if there is a court issue, if the rent tribunal has to intervene, the rent tribunal will work with the contract, the agreement that is introduced. There's no constitutional something that emphatically talks on.
But in as much as there is freedom of speech, there is freedom of living. So you can live anywhere in Nigeria.
Okay.
So okay. Is that all?
Did I answer the question?
Yes.
Okay, he has answered your question. Okay, so I have one more question. I would want you to advise the affected people, advise the public, let them know the things that they should do once they find themselves in situations of being extorted by all these unprofessional house agents. What should they do in such situations?
Okay, I think one thing they need to do is to reach out.
Okay.
They reach out either there's this publicity, the awareness I said has been on rampant by RMAC. You can go to any of the radio stations. I think so they can be referred, or they reach out to the RMAC offices at Capital there, or they reach out to someone maybe a professional, a lawyer. A lawyer.
God though. I said God though.
You can reach out to a lawyer. But most especially, the reason why people usually fall victim is that they want to be victims most time.
Okay.
Now, because some people, they will just send the video. I've seen someone ask me, just help me send the video of the house. I will send the money. I said, how is that possible? Have you seen the house yourself? Now, if you send the money and you are scammed or you are duped, now you say, hey, agent. And there are many there are many fraudsters in this thing called agent.
Sure, yes.
That is why there should be a certification backing it up.
Exactly.
And people should always request for that whenever they want to rent houses.
Maybe there's an ID card or something.
An ID card, even though there might be fake ID cards.
There's an identity card. For RMAC, there is an ID card. For these estates of yours, something. They have
maybe arresting all these.
Maybe there should be a police that will be, in charge. I didn't really mean a police like that, but maybe the association.
Yes.
There should be
with
officials
I said,
like that.
The RMAC is actually working with police, a law enforcement agency, and so if there is any issue, you can reach out to the police.
But are they going to take us serious? Because sometimes they'll just listen, but they're not going to.
Functional. This RMAC,
he said they actually do it, but
then the cry, it's too much.
It's too much.
I think it was really towards the last year, towards the end of last year, the thing was so rampant like that. It was from that time till
now.
It became to an extreme end.
Yeah.
Very extreme.
Last
different
year,
things.
Yes.
Social media, people lamenting and stuff like
complaining.
that.
I think last year, October.
Everybody's trying to up their things, but then it shouldn't be that outrageous.
Too much.
So all these agencies should actually be up and doing and look into all these affairs for the interest of the people. So,
all these unprofessional warrants, they don't even know about an association. They don't care. They just want money. They just needed money. Then put in their pocket. They don't really care about association. What the rules are. They're not going, even if they know, they're not going to follow it because it is not their business.
Okay. In as much as you've answered all our questions and giving us facts, I know that people still have a lot of questions in their mind. So if there are things that you would want to ask, you can drop that in the comment section.
The comment section is always open for you.
Thank you so much, sir, for coming to our podcast today. Thank you so much, ma'am.
So much.
Thank you for your contribution. Okay, you all have heard him. In cases where you fall victim or you fall prey to all these unprofessional activities, you reach out to all these people, and also be very, very aware of you signing contracts with your landlords whenever you want to rent an apartment. Go through, just like you earlier mentioned, go through the policies, the T&Cs, to know what is being written there, so that all of us can all benefit from it. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you so much for watching, guys. Do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel.